A very good morning to you, Doctor, and thank you so much for your time here on NewsLink. So you're saying that about 90% of your patients are presenting with liver damage, and this, of course, is before any other, cause that would have come prior to the ivermectin.
Thank you so much. I just need to correct this one. Not 90% of people that presented to our hospital are using ivermectin, but the significant number of these patients, yes, they do use ivermectin. And so far, we still try to put out a study to actually look at the third wave and see exactly how many number of people, because that 90% was that on particular one day. But the question that I need to compare all the days that are involved and then see exactly the statistic. But yes, there's a significant number of people around Pretoria area that are using the drug.
Now, they've obviously come to you, Doctor, not showing any symptoms of potentially having liver damage or their livers being affected, and now you're picking up that after the use or during the use and because of the use of ivermectin, this is what is happening to them.
Yeah, I think we already seen them before from the second wave. Toward the end of second wave, there were quite a significant number of people who are admitted who actually come because of the symptoms of nausea and vomiting because of elevated liver enzyme, because I think the liver get injured during when they consume those drugs. But of course, on the third wave, the number has significantly increased because everybody who come to our casuals, we normally do their liver function admission, and you get to see that there's some pattern of liver damage, that inducting of the drug injury. And I think for me, that was what and of course, when you put the knots and dots together, then it makes sense that actually most of the people were taking ivermectin. But again, at that particular moment, we didn't know which type of ivermectin because the human one normally does not really cause liver injury. But only when I went more in details, found out that actually they use what we call ecomectin, that is normally used for injectable in cows, that they actually mix it with the Androlex, and then they drink that one. And that's probably the culprit that actually caused the liver injury. And the ingredients there was what we call ethanol glycerol, which is actually probably the culprit that caused liver injury, yes.
Do you know why this other one that is used on cows, Doctor, is being used if there is one that is, suitable for humans? Is it perhaps a matter of the one that is for humans is maybe not as potent and as strong enough and doesn't deal with COVID-19 as it should?
No, I think it's availability, but let me just state this category very clear that there's no data that support use of that actually for or against use of ivermectin in treatment of COVID-19. I mean, all the studies, they all fall short. They really doesn't tell you that it's actually there's benefit. What they did is there was a study done in vitro that you need a higher dose of ivermectin actually to kill the virus. But I mean, in vitro studies are not really that conclusive because you want to have really randomized control, then compare an egg to an egg. And that was not the case here. So the study that actually, there was a study that was released 2 weeks ago called Ivermectin Corporation, by Ivermectin Corporations. That study actually showed that there was no benefit. But again, you know what? I always say that it's not a victory for the pro-ivermectin or anti-ivermectin. What we're saying that patient safety is very important. And there's no study around the world that actually confirmed that when you use animal product for treatment of COVID-19 in humans, you will have a benefit because there's no such kind of study. And whatever study on animals are not the same as human. You know what I mean? I mean, our livers are smaller, animals' liver are quite bigger. I mean, you can't compare cow liver to human liver, and I think that's the reason why probably getting those side effects.
What are you calling for, Doctor? What are you hoping the health authorities will do if presented, if they haven't been presented, and if they were to be presented with this information?
I think for me, I think they are, well, we're working with the SAHPRA regarding the signs and symptoms, and I just feel that those people who strongly feel that they really want to consume ivermectin because they think it's a cure for them, then they must use the human ivermectin, which is the tablets, not using the cow products, the animal products that are used for injectable or for treatment of animals as a cure for ivermectin. Though again, I mean, you saw the position of the Critical Care Society of South Africa, Anesthesiology, and also SAHPRA, that there's no data that support that there's any benefit in using ivermectin in treatment of COVID-19. So until we get such time that we have a data that confirm that there's benefit, I really feel that each and every of us should desist from using ivermectin. I think for me, it really does not make sense. I mean, if there's no data, why should we be using something without really information? We shouldn't be base our decision to use ivermectin based on testimony, based on how other people feel, because we are human beings, we are completely different genetically. We might feel different how we use things. Some of them actually even a placebo effect.
And just before I let you go quickly, Doctor, are you finding that it's only liver damage that is the problem that ivermectin is causing, or are there other issues?
I think probably there are a lot of other issues, because we've seen that patients that use ivermectin, they tend to delay seeking medical attention. As a result, they probably, when they come to hospital, they come late. And the second thing, of course, that most of them, the younger people, then they deteriorate very quickly and end up in life support very quickly. But again, we're going to do we're going to conduct a study, retrospective study, looking at the patients that are taking ivermectin that present to our clinic. And hopefully that once we get ethic approval, the study will release the data maybe in 3 or 4 months from now. And at least everybody will have a look at it actually. But until then now, for me, as I say, I'm not in support of people using ivermectin. But if a data come out that indeed the drugs work on COVID-19, I'll be willing to support and prescribe it. But for now, the answer is no from me. And I urge all my colleagues out there, please look at the data. And actually, if you look at the medical MPS, which is Protecting Medical Society, they also issue a strong warning that if you're going to prescribe it, then you need to let them know. Otherwise, you're not going to get insured. So the question is that why putting your career online if you don't have really data to prescribe the medication?
Yeah. Doctor, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us here on NewsLink. That is Dr. Emmanuel Thabane, who is a pulmonologist.